Hey everybody, and welcome today to some Hearts of Iron 4. It is finally released. Now, Hearts of Iron 4, as you can see in the top right there, is developed by Paradox, famous for Europa Universalis 4 and Crusader Kings and other such games. Mostly famous for the grand strategy games that they produce. This game's been been in waiting for a while. It's a World War II simulation. As I said, grand strategy, and I should say disclaimer. Sorry about that. I personally didn't really play too much Hearts of Iron 3. Obviously, as most people would understand, the interface was quite tricky to work around. So my experience in any Hearts of Iron game is limited. I've been just mucking around at the start here just to check out settings and whatnot. And I think I've got a rough idea of what to do. It's just more of a matter of if I can do it effectively. So yeah, I was just dicking around in Britain there. We're not going to play as Britain today. As much as I love them, we're going to play as the Soviets, but just to show off something here. This is the map. This is what we've got. We're going to play as the Soviets because I figure they're going to be pretty easy. Obviously, I'm not going to go start off and, try and play as, I don't know, Tibet or, China or something, because that's going to be too hard. I'm not a good player. Not yet, at least. We'll get there eventually. So, I think with the Soviets, nice big army, lots of potential, and we don't have to worry too much about our navy. Even the air force we can sort of be a bit lax with. It's more just focusing on our army, and even a little bit of diplomacy in there, obviously being the leaders of the common term. So, that's the plan. In other campaigns, we'll play other nations. Don't worry, we'll eventually play a lot of them. That's the plan here. So obviously we will be Joseph Stalin. We are communist, as you can see here. 88% of our country is communist, so pretty up there. National unity is a big problem. Soviets obviously start off pretty beat up, so we're gonna have to repair that. We're just going to play in regular for now, and we will keep historical AI focuses. Iron Man, I'm not too worried about for now. I'm not a save scummer by any means. I'll obviously try not to, but if it comes down to it, then that's maybe what we have to do. So, start off. Like, you look at it and you go, okay, what the hell is going on here? Understandable. That is very understandable. And to be completely honest with you, I look at it as well and I sort of go, okay, what the hell is going on? Alright, this is our country here. We have all laws and governments and different stuff here which we will all eventually go through. This game is very detailed, very, very, very detailed, and we will try and explore as much of that as possible. As I said, we're communist. We currently only have volunteer only, export focus, and civilian economy enabled. We can change those later. All of the stuff in here will be dependent on our political power. That is what we use for here, and also to do other diplomatic actions. It sort of makes sense. We've got our research, so you've got all your different types of land units here that you can research. You've got your land doctrines, so land battle plan. We're obviously going to be going down in the true Russian way, mass assault. You damn betcha we're going to go human wave right here and just swarm the Germans with you. That's the plan. You've got naval units here, and you've got your naval doctrines. Again, same for the air. You've got your units, and you've got your doctrines. You've got your engineering, so it's for different types of buildings, stuff like that. So we will touch on them lightly. As it is with the Russians, obviously we don't start off with great infrastructure, so that's something we're going to have to build up. Speaking of infrastructure, here's our industry technology. So they will just help with buildings and just producing stuff. Obviously, industry makes sense. Here's our diplomacy. So we're obviously communist. I do believe Mongolia here says they're part of our faction, which I assume is just they're part of the Comintern, which they are, as is Tanu Tuva. Obviously, not the most influential nations, but they exist nonetheless. So we obviously want to try and get as many people into the Comintern as possible. So maybe, and this is a sort of a very forward-thinking plan, but maybe once we do beat down the Germans, which That's the first goal there. Just beat the Germans. We should be able to do that. But after that, we may want to see if we can go fight the West. You've got your trade here. In Hearts of Iron 3, you could what's the word? Automate trade. You can't do it at the moment here, but I think it's a lot simpler here. So again, this is something we're gonna have to look at later. Construction. So you can build all infrastructure, air bases, civilian factories, and military factories, which are useful for building units and resources. You got your naval bases. You got your forts, all that good stuff. I'm sort of glazing over most of this stuff because we are going to be going through all of it during the game, so you will keep seeing it pop up. If you have questions, please ask them in the comments. Of course, if you also see me do something wrong, then please tell me as well. I want to get good at this game, so we'll try and do that. Here is what we've got, all our divisions and actually training them. At the moment, they've all got a bunch of Russian names that I will not be able to pronounce at all, so we'll probably try and change them. Finally, you have the logistics. So this is where you can see what you're producing and how much more of it that you need. So as you can see here, we're actually losing 240 infantry equipment, so roughly rifles, per day. So we're going to have to produce more of them, which we will do through this production line here. So that's that. Up top here, we've got national unity. Now, the way you wipe out countries or annex countries or start to work out peace deals with them. So as you can see in the map here, we'll look at, say, I guess we'll just look at our own country. If we hover over Moscow here, you can see Moscow is worth 50 victory points. Now, and actually I should mention, you will see a lot of these points scattered all around here. So as you can see, not most often you won't see a lot of these points worth this much. So for example, in France, I know Paris is worth 50, but you see a lot of these. These are 20, these are the ones that you can see, but they'll have a lot of smaller ones scattered around that are more important. But regardless, if someone manages to take as much victory points that are higher to your national unity, then you will be forced to make a peace deal. So you'll sort that out afterwards. Political power we talked about. Here you have our manpower, obviously as the Russians. We have quite a substantial amount, and our factory number. Army experience, Navy experience, and air experience will all something we'll touch on later. And here we just have convoys, which we will use for trade. Whew. Okay, take a breath. Try and take it all in. There's going to be a lot here. I'll try and explain as much of it as I go. As I mentioned, I'm not the most experienced player, so I'm not going to be able to explain it in the best way. There are obviously other YouTubers that you can learn a lot better off, so I encourage you to go look at them first if you really want to learn the game. So, let's start getting some technology. First things first, I think we want to get this. If you research faster research time, then you just get, it's a snowball, you just keep getting more research. I think that's fair enough. Construction speed I want, and I also want the production efficiency cap. Actually yeah, I do want that. So these are all sort of logistical researches at the start. We obviously could have been getting some of these military researches, which we will do. We will get around to that, but for now, we don't have to worry too much about building up a military. As you can see in the top right here, this little planet here, the world tension is at 0. Once it starts to get high, we'll start worrying about a military. Now, we do have a lot of factories around here that need something to be produced. We do have some free civilian factories that we can use for trade. For now, I'm not going to worry about it. We do have insufficient resources here, so we'll probably use them for that, but we'll come back to that in just a second. Now, we do have a lot of military factories free, about 100% more. So 18 out of 36, we can use 18 more factories to produce anything here. What do we need? We definitely need more infantry equipment, so I'm going to put in a lot for that. Artillery, we only need 13 at the moment, but we're going to upgrade our units to require more artillery. So we're going to think ahead a bit there and produce more artillery than we need. Light tanks, we'll put up to there. And for these, we will produce up to about there. It's hard to sort of decide. Obviously, you can take away any amount of factories that you want to later on. It's not a big issue. let's go full heavy on this infantry equipment. As for the naval dockyards, I think just getting another destroyer will be fine. Alright, so obviously you can take them away later on, and that's fine. It's not something you have to worry about just yet. So yeah, you can you know, put a whole bunch of it into here, produce them really quickly, and then just worry about it later. National focuses. Whew. Man, whenever you think this game can't dump any more on you, then you can keep being surprised. So, national focuses are sort of little, I won't say technologies, but they are similar, since that you research them and you will get an effect out of them. A lot of the times they will have things that are dependent on the actual current situation of the world. So, a lot of stuff down here, for example, we need to require claims on Poland, etc, etc. A lot of this stuff, I mean, you sort of got to pick and choose what you want. At the moment, what do we want? That's an excellent question. Finish the 5-year plan, so we get more factories, which is good. We do want more research, but unfortunately that is quite far down the tree. Political power, national unity, which would be very good. Militarized school. Although we can get it down there as well. Collectivist propaganda. It's hard to say. Political power plus 160 at the start is fine. Infrastructure would be good. It's very important to build up your factories. The Great Purge. Pretty bad effect for now, but it will allow us to get a lot better things later on. So I'm not going to worry about that for now. I think that's something to do a bit later when we start to build up our military. Let's add the infrastructure. What will this take us down? Anti-fascist diplomacy. Okay. With the Stalin lines, that's a lot of forts and man Eastern Poland. Interesting. War with Germany, which we obviously want to get down to at one point. Okay, for now, let's just finish the 5-year plan. Nice and simple. No divisions in training, we will get around to that, and now we have insufficient resources that we need to deal with. Where is it? Right, rubber. We produce no rubber whatsoever, so we obviously need to import some of it. We need 11, but we're gonna import a bit more than that. So we'll do that. If we unpause it, we will see it will change over, but we're not going to worry about that just for now. What we need to do is start to sort out our armies. Now, as the Soviets, we have a huge amount of land, which is of concern. To the east here, I'm not worried about Japan invading us too much. We will set like a sort of weak border here. I'm going to get all these guys here. We're going to give them an army. Actually, should we include them as well? I think we'll include these men as well. So we will add them to a new army. These will be part of this theater. We've got to set up this front line there. So they will naturally go and defend all this border here. And also we will get them to protect these borders. So they will spread out pretty widely to defend those borders, but that's fine. Again, we just want to hold them there. We don't want to actually try and beat up Japan. Now we will get our Western forces here. Obviously we have a lot more units over here, and we will give them this army, and we're going to put them in a different theater. Hang on. New theater, there we go. That's what I wanted to click. There we go. So they're going to be part of this theater. We'll give them a commander. Entrenchment would be good, actually. Combat with, I think for now, I would like a higher skill general. So, General Zhukov here. We'll put him in charge of the army. He's only capable of leading. Oh, I'm a complete idiot. Right. They're skill 1, so 1 is better than 5. That is completely my bad. I'm an idiot. So there you go. He can he can hold all those units. As for this theatre, we will get a general. I think we'll just get him for now. Just get a bunch of skill 1 generals. Alright, so for Soviet Theatre 2, we're going to set up the battle line. Now, as a right click and drag the mouse. Lines. Okay, so click on the border there, and we'll do the border for all the east here. Actually, what we might just do is right click on that. Never mind, no, we're not. You can't quite stretch that border at the moment, so we're going to get this and we're going to stretch that to there. Apparently we can't set up a front line with Poland. There we go. Yes we can, it's just a bit of working it out. There we go, so we'll set up borders for all these nations here. I think there's a better way of doing it there, but I'm not actually sure how. It's these guys that have got that border there? I think so, yes. Okay, so they'll set up a border, spread as wide as they need be over towards that. I want to look at our actual divisions here. Yeah, so these are all just infantry. We're going to get this entire theatre here. That should select them all. We're going to strategically redeploy them to those borders, and once they're there, we're going to start exercising them. That will start to build us army experience. That's something we'll have to do. We have 3 civilian factories, I'm aware. We don't need to trade. We could export some stuff. We do have a large surplus of steel, so we could export that. I don't know if there's any need to. I guess if people want to trade with us, then we will do it. So, let's unpause. There we go. We could actually start, yeah, we'll start training some divisions. We will add some units to it. That, add 5. Unfulfilled import requests. So, Brazil is not filling all of our imports. That is fine, we don't need it. We only needed enough to really get to that point. Although it would be good if we actually did get it all, because now we're kind of getting ripped off here. Rubber. Why are they only delivering 7 out of us here? Is that better? I'm not actually sure. Okay, so low supplies. Yes, understandable. We do have a lot of low supplies, but that's fine. Production. We need 45,000 infantry equipment. One thing that I want to start doing is actually getting a lot of military factories. We don't have a lot of infrastructure slots available, so we're gonna start building up all this military factories around here. Let's just start building that up, because we really do need them. That's a lot built up there. And then we'll start working on that. As you can see, they will finish in March. You will finish in December, so we'll get there eventually. I think it is better to sort of build them all up in one province as opposed to like this, because they will slowly build them one by one, it seems. So that is my bad. We do need more rubber. Oh, we still need 4 more. Right, of course. Let's trade with Siam. 6? How much do we want? Yeah, we'll buy 6. There we go. Now we do have a surplus of rubber. That is sorted. I feel like... Why is that? Oh, because it's right. You guys are not protecting the borders as I expected you to be. I don't know why they're all going up towards Finland's there. I'm a little confused. Let's we cancel that order? Okay, I don't know why they're all going to Finland. Maybe we need to do pullback line? Will they? That's a... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let me delete an order there. I want them to fill this whole line here. I don't know why they're not doing it. So this is divisions assignment mode. Okay, that's what we needed to do. So I want to assign all you to there. So they're all going to move down to there. Not exactly what I wanted, but it's a start. I think we'll probably want to go for Scandinavia here. I think that's reasonable enough. Because I'd rather me get it than Germany, so simple as that. We'll put it up to speed 4 for now. The start of the game is pretty slow. So there. Yes, there, they'll set up. Alright, it is bugging me that all these lines here aren't... Let me... Is it perhaps because... Yeah, see, I want to join all them up. I don't know if that's actually doing it. You can't set it any further than that. Being a very weird defensive line. Can we... I want to delete all these orders, actually. Actually, you know what? I'll do that in between breaks. This has been the first episode. I'm going to leave it a bit short because I don't want to just work a few things out as I get a hold of this game. Because it is going to be the death of me trying to figure out this game. So, I will work on that during the break. It is a new season, a new game, so please show this episode some love. Or show the whole series some love. Fuck it, why not? So, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it. Write a comment, dream about it, and yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. But for now, that is all, and I will see you guys next time.